Simon & Schuster Audio presents Grady Jones and the Great Detective Game by Kerry Douglas Dye. Read by Aden Hakimi. For Mom, who would have bought 100 copies. Grady Jones's Day. Grady Jones was destined for greatness. He could feel it in his bones. When Grady daydreamed, and he daydreamed a lot, he would imagine himself walking down the street, and people would turn to each other and whisper, "You know who that is? That's Grady Jones, the Great something." The problem was figuring out what that something was. For example, when Grady turned 10, he got a microscope for his birthday. The moment he unwrapped the box, he realized he might be a genius scientist, and threw himself into the school science fair project with a dangerous amount of enthusiasm. It would, he decided, be the most talked about science fair project ever. And it definitely was talked about. Just not the way Grady had hoped. The talk was less, "Wow, that Grady kid is amazing. Did you hear about his science project?" And more, "Yikes, that Grady kid is a disaster. Did you hear they're still cleaning slime out of the light fixtures?" After that incident, or gymnasium-destroying slime explosion, to be specific, the school guidance counselor suggested that, since Grady clearly craved attention, maybe his mom should find him some sort of performing arts program. Or any activity, really, so long as he never did science again. Of course, upon hearing performing arts, Grady decided that he might be a great actor and begged his mom to enroll him in the Hammett Children's Theater program, so he could star in one of those cool holiday shows they did at the community center. The details of how that went wrong will be discussed later. Suffice to say that even though most of the injuries were relatively minor, only 3 audience members had to be hospitalized, and none of them for very long, it still meant a quick and certain end to Grady's acting career. At this point, Grady was starting to get a reputation around town. The word oddball was used on more than one occasion. But did Grady care about that? Heck, did he even notice? He did not. So what about soccer? That was his older brother Andy's suggestion. Andy was hoping it would turn Grady normal. But Grady's skills did not match his all-star level confidence, and the only thing he managed to accomplish was giving himself a concussion during the first practice when he accidentally headed a goalpost instead of the ball. But still the attempts at greatness continued. Olympic figure skater didn't work out.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?